Hey guys, you're here bringing you guys another video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different that I hope you guys enjoy. To celebrate Azur Lane's 3rd anniversary, we're going to take a walk down memory lane and do an Azur Lane 3rd year rewind. We're going to review every single event and piece of content that was added into the game during Azur Lane's 3rd year of existence. For each event, we're going to talk about its general overview, the impact of the event and or piece of content that was added, and my own personal thoughts. First, a thank you to Yostar for sponsoring this video and for pushing my creative side to come up with something new to celebrate Azur Lane's 3rd year anniversary. Before we begin, if you like this video, please check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/Scherzo, where I stream Azur Lane 3 times a week. You can also check out my Twitter at ScherzoAL, where I post Azur Lane tidbits and my stream schedule as well. All the links are in the description box down below. With that said, let's begin. Our journey begins with an event that technically started before Azur Lane's 3rd year began, but ended after and had multiple ships that largely impacted the game, Aurora Noctis. Running from August 6th to August 19th, this event brought the introduction of 6 new HMS ships, 2 of them being the metagame powerhouses that we know as How and Perseus. Perseus made an immediate impact on the game with her airstrike preload healing quickly, making her the best mob healer in the game. Additionally, her cross-fleet heal skill was one of the first to be introduced in the game after Casablanca and cemented the new standard for ships that could provide utility even when in another fleet. How was quickly identified as an incredibly strong battleship and to this day is used when large amounts of damage are required, especially when paired with a ship such as Duke of York. The nurse-themed skins in the game were the first of their kind and were a welcome addition to the game's skin catalog. Lastly, the Sea Hornet, available for free in the event shop, is still considered one of the best fighters in the game. Overall, this event was highly impactful with the introduction of multiple top-tier ships, strong fighter in the form of the Sea Hornet, and nurse-themed skins for the cultured commanders. Many players that unfortunately missed out on the event surely have the rerun of this event on the top of their 4th year wishlist. August 20th brought us the Scherzo of Iron and Blood rerun, bringing back the long-awaited KMS flagship Bismarck. The rerun introduced 2 new KMS ships as well, the submarine U-96 and the destroyer Z-26. U-96 was a great addition to the submarine lineup and was proven to be a mainstay in the top-tier Wolfpack subfleet. The event also brought in some of the first PR3 ship skins, with Cheshire's Summary Date and Drake's Goldhind's Respite skins, which are great skins by the way. Overall, this event had a lower level of impact on the game, but the new KMS submarine and the PR3 skins were very welcome additions. September 17th brought one of the most important events of all of Azur Lane's 3rd year, Dreamwaker's Butterfly. Announced during JP's 3rd anniversary livestream, Dreamwaker's Butterfly brought the first UR rarity gacha ship to Azur Lane, IGN Shinano. The UR carrier was added to the game via the first banner introduced with the pity system, which set the precedent for any future UR ship introductions. With a pull rate of 1.2%, Yostar added a pity of 200 pulls before you received a guaranteed Shinano. However, unlike other gacha games, pulling a Shinano outside of the pity did not reset the pity counter, which was great for players looking for multiple copies. Along with Shinano, the first ammunition ship Kashino was introduced to the game, as well as the top-tier destroyer Suzuki. Along with the 7 total new ships, 13 new swimsuit skins were introduced, which I'm sure few people had any complaints about. Lastly, the first 2 cargo items were introduced into the game, special items that only ammunition ships could use that are meant to provide fleet-wide buffs. Unfortunately, even with dedicated items, Kashino's impact was not as great as some would have liked, with her skills not matching with the role that an ammunition ship was meant to have, but she still has that swimsuit skin, so who cares? Some have found some success with her in niche roles, but for most players, ammunition ships are not in the forefront of their minds. However, Shinano's impact on the game is still seen today as one of the highest DPS carriers in the entire game. The Fluffy Fox at the time boasted the 2nd highest aviation stat in the game, now 3rd with the addition of PR4 DR carrier Hakuryu, along with an insane barrage and self-aviation buff. Her UR rarity is definitely deserved, and her prowess set the bar for the power level that was possible in the newly introduced UR rarity ships. On October 29th, the 2nd Azur Lane Idol event, Universe in Unison, was released. Meant as a sequel to the first Idol event, Crescendo of Polaris, Universe in Unison introduced 8 new Idol ships as well as 7 Idol skins. Naturally, with an Idol event come songs sung by the Idols, and the event introduced 5 new songs sang by the voice actresses of the ships. While these kinds of events are generally considered more laid back, some of the ships in this event were quickly identified to be top tier, even with some being considered better than their normal counterparts. Illustrious Tashkent and Lemelan Muse were quickly noted to be great high-tier ships, while Rune Muse especially was found to be surprisingly good, in fact possibly even better than a regular research ship counterpart. This event brought along some of the most obvious signs of power creep. How could a research ship that requires so much time and resource investment in order to develop and get to her maximum potential be so easily surpassed by a ship from a regular event? While I don't think making a top-tier ship available for free is a bad thing, the fact that the ship is an alternate version of an existing research ship and was made better than her regular counterpart really highlighted the power creep occurring and may have left a sour taste in some players' mouths. Overall, Universe and Unison introduced some top-tier ships that were made easily accessible to newer players. On November 26th, the first collaboration event since the previous November was introduced, Vacation Lane. A collaboration event with Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. Vacation Lane brought 7 characters from the Dead or Alive universe into Azur Lane. Honoka, Kasumi, Marie Rose, Misaki, Monica, Nagisa, and Neo Tengu were introduced along with the respective skins. While a few of these ships are considered strong, not really made a significant impact on the metagame, which kept true to most collaborations event's spirit. This event was especially interesting as the art styling for the characters in the Dead or Alive games is very different and had to be adapted for Azur Lane. This may have opened up the possibility of future collaborations with other IPs that may also have different art styles from Azur Lane. December 22nd, the long-awaited and most hyped-up game mode to ever be added to Azur Lane finally drops, Operation Siren. With a huge amount of content for both mid-game and end-game players alike, Operation Siren was released to huge fanfare and high expectations. Along with it, meta ships and their mechanics were also introduced into the game, with the first being Meta Hiryu. The game mode introduced mechanics and features never before seen, including server-wide meta fights, large overworld maps with zones, upgrading to plus 13 using gold plates, and challenging endgame boss battles with abyssals and strongholds. The story mode introduced players to the game mode, explaining the lore and the mechanics. However, it was not released without its flaws. Players quickly became vocal about the world screen flipping upside down at the overworld map, some bugs, and the amount of clicking through TB's dialogue to do nearly any action. However, Yostar heard the players' feedback and quickly introduced text speed scroll options and an option to reduce TB's dialogue to improve the player experience. Operation Siren continues to be a very important part of the game, as not only the game mode where one acquires the meta ships, but also crafting materials for the Gear Lab, as well as gold plates for upgrading past plus 10. Easily the biggest and best content addition to Azur Lane, and one that addressed the previous content drought gripes of veteran players. On December 29th, the KMS event Inverted Orthant was released. With 7 new KMS ships as well as many other KMS dropships in the event maps, this event became a great relief for players struggling to get enough fleet tech for the KMS research ships. Prince Heinrich and U-37 were identified as a standout ships, with U-37 becoming a great addition to the Wolfpack subfleet, and Prince Heinrich being a fantastic tanky heavy cruiser. Peter Strasser fell just short of greatness due to inconsistencies with her time stop skill. The event also introduced 19 new skins for the end of the year celebrations. All in all, while the meta impact of the event was low, the fleet tech that was up for grabs for newer players was greatly appreciated, and some of my favorite New Year's skins, including Biloxis, Harunas, and Richelieus, were introduced in this event. The first major event of 2021, the Empyreal Tragicomedy Rerun, was released on January 21st. The famous Italian event Rerun brought back fan favorite Formidable, a top-tier HMS carrier that overshadowed the Italian ships in the original run. This time, Zara's sister Pola was added to the game, along with some very spicy skins. The impact of this rerun was more on the refreshed availability of Formidable, although both Zara and Pola are excellent tanky heavy cruisers. Italian Navy fans loved this rerun event, and it left some of us wanting a brand new Italian event for more Sardinia Empire goodness. At the same time, Yostar introduced the auto search function into the game that completely changed the face of grinding forever. The new function allowed for the AI to finish a complete run rather than having to tap on the next enemy node after every battle. This allowed for much easier and AFK farming of events and stages and improved the quality of life for PR grinds. I honestly cannot play Azur Lane without auto search anymore, and the first few clears of a new event stage feel like such a chore because I'm so spoiled by it. While only regular stages had auto search at this time, auto search for Operation Siren was introduced in April, which greatly improved the quality of life for that game mode as well. The greatly anticipated Russian event Korodov of Dawn's Rime was introduced on February 25th. Riding the coattails of the successful first Russian event, Korodov of Dawn's Rime introduced 6 new Russian ships, including powerhouse battleship Sovetskaya Belorussia. Along with the new ships, 12 new casual skins were added into the game for the past and new Russian ships. While not the most impactful event on the metagame, it showed that minor factions were capable of receiving multiple events and expanding their roster, giving fans hope for additional ships of other minor factions such as the Sardinia Empire. March 25th brought the rerun of the very popular Eagle Union event, Ashen Simulacrum. Bringing back highly desired ships Alabama and Baltimore, the rerun event also introduced 2 new ships in Alan M. Sumner and Stephen Potter. Sumner especially became a quick fan favorite due to her design and artist. 2 new skins were introduced, but disappointingly neither were for Alabama, who is still sorely missing a skin. The real value of the event was the new availability of Alabama and Baltimore, although getting 2 destroyers as the new ships and giving Baltimore yet another skin while Alabama was still missing one was a little disappointing. The Daedalian Hymn, the second major Sardinia Empire event, was introduced on April 22nd. Not only were 7 new Italian ships released, but they were also really good. Aquila quickly showed her offensive and utility prowess with her insane damage, but also ability to support with a heal depending on what plane is used in her second slot. Vittorio Veneto quickly overtook Littorio as a Sardinia flagship, sorry Littorio fans, while Duca degli Abruzzi showed that despite her torpedo-centric skills, her gun damage and tankiness was still top tier. The event also brought 11 swimsuit skins, including some of the spiciest that we had seen in the game so far. Sardinia Empire fans finally had an event to be excited about with no HMS carrier to overshadow the Italian ships this time. With multiple top-tier ships, great ship design, and bouncy skins, this event bounced Azur Lane back from what some fans thought was slipping event quality. The second UR-GET ship ever was introduced on May 27th with the Mirror Involution event. The major Eagle Union event featured the addition of 6 new ships, including the UR battleship New Jersey. Moreover, 11 new bunny suit themed skins were made available, with each of the new ships receiving one. New Jersey quickly made it apparent that her power level was truly on a different tier than the rest. Her insane constant damage output and guaranteed powerful barrage cemented her position as a second UR gacha ship. The other ships in the event were no slouches either, with San Francisco and Ticonderoga putting up solid performances as well. As if these new ships weren't enough, an incredibly powerful Rainbow Triple 406mm Mark VII HE battleship gun was made available in the event shop. The gun was quickly determined to be the best HE gun in the game, with New Jersey being the obvious choice to equip. Lastly, the highly sought after improved hydraulic rudder auxiliary item was made farmable in the event's D3 stage. This event picked up right where Daedalian Hymn left off, with high-quality ship designs, top-tier skins, great farmable gear, and a brand new free rainbow gun to boot. The highly anticipated Swirling Cherry Blossom rerun ran from June 24th to July 7th. The event brought back top-tier IGN ships such as Ryoho and Noshiro. Unfortunately, the rerun ships left something to be desired, with once again 2 destroyers taking up the new edition slots. Kazagumo and Shirayuki were added with the rerun, confusing some fans as Shirayuki looked like a certain other rabbit. Once again, the main value of this rerun was in the refreshed availability of ships like Ryoho and Noshiro, but some fans found themselves dismayed at having 2 destroyers as the rerun ships for the second rerun event in a row. As a big Noshiro fan myself, I was also disappointed at having no new Noshiro skin, although I'm biased in that regard. July 8th brought the introduction of the newest generation of research ships, PR4. Agir, Hakuryu, August von Percival, Marco Polo, and Anchorage were teased during the same JP livestream that showed the Swirling Cherry Blossom rerun, and were welcomed with a much more positive first impression than PR3. The introduction of PR4 also brought new catch-up mechanics for previous research generations. PR1 blueprint progress could now be bought with coins, with 2 free blueprints able to be claimed every day, and further blueprints being able to bought with decreasing discounts every time. Other quality of life improvements included face research tasks only giving that ship's blueprints, removing tasks of ships that are completed, and a new PR2 catch-up pool of bonus prints, including 150 DR prints for each Azuma and FDG. These mechanics were sorely missed and quickly became of great help for newer players to catch up with the older research ship generations. Lastly, the last event of Azur Lane's 3rd year, the Idolmaster collaboration event Azur Anthem. Introduced on July 22nd, Azur Anthem featured the addition of 7 characters from the original 765 production as shipgirls, with each receiving a summer festival-themed skin. Asuza Miura, Chihaya Kisaragi, Haruka Amami, Iore Misane, Ami Futami, Mami Futami, and Ritsuko Akizuki were all added into the game in shipgirl form. Due to the nature of the idol culture behind the series, the Idolmaster girls were not allowed to be oathed as regular shipgirls usually are, but rather unioned with. A special tiara had to be acquired by exchanging a regular promise ring in order to union with an Idolmaster girl. I personally still enjoyed this event a lot and the lighthearted spirit behind it, and I didn't really mind the changes that they made. I hope that Azur Lane continues to try to collaborate with other franchises, as it's really cool to see a collaboration with such a large IP as the Idolmaster. Hope you guys enjoyed this walk down memory lane for Azur Lane's 3rd year anniversary. Once again, thank you to Yostar for sponsoring the video and pushing me to make something new and exciting to celebrate the anniversary. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. And please, once again, check out my Twitch and my Twitter. The links are in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.